Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Chiswick Coffee Break, the first one of the new year. My guest today is Carlene Bender. Hello, Carlene. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
hello, Janie.
Thank you for joining me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Carlene. Carlene is the Director of Contactus, the business behind the Ealing Business Expo. She's been offering marketing, advertising, and promotional support for small local businesses and business owners in Ealing and West London online, in print, and in person since 2012. Carlene has been working in the newspaper magazine industry since 1989, with editing roles at national newspapers in her native Trinidad and Tobago, as well as St Lucia, Jamaica, and the UK, with titles including the Financial Times and the RCNi, which is the nursing standard magazine. She's also worked at the Commonwealth Secretariat as a design consultant when she first arrived in the UK in 2001. Carlene is currently an associate lecturer at the University of West London, teaching and tutoring at the award-winning Claude Littner Business School, focusing on the usage of social media for e-business marketing. Carlene lives in Ealing with her husband Yuri and two lovely sons. She has a love of cricket, Brentford Football Club, go the Bees, Guns N' Roses, and clearly loves West London, being a champion of local events, home-based businesses, and shop local campaigns. I love the ending there. That's quite eclectic between Guns N' Roses and cricket.
Woo! I'm actually sitting on my Guns N' Roses cushion just to, give me a good boost.
It's funny when I was writing up the bio and agreeing with you, I knew immediately. I didn't have to look up what your likes were because I was through your social media. It's brilliant. But let's go into some questions. So, what brought you to Ealing, West London? How did you land up there when you arrived?
The first time we visited Pitanga Lane, that's a street in Ealing. We just fell in love with Ealing. The green spaces, it's such a family oriented place, and the transport links, which have just been getting better and better over the years. I mean, we were living in Reading at that time. When we first got married, we were living in Reading and commuting into central London. So we were looking for somewhere on this side of London. And Ealing really ticked all the boxes for us. Yes.
Yeah, and you've been there for a while now. It
Yeah,
really
almost
is.
20 years now. Yeah.
It's funny. I have to explain. I mean, people don't realize, but Chiswick is partially in Ealing, so it's fine to talk about Ealing because we are partially Ealing over here. So that makes it all fine. I feel like I'm part of Ealing too. Um,
Good.
so the Ealing Business Expo has been around for 9 years now, or even a little bit longer. What made you come up with the idea for the expo?
There had been a couple of attempts at having a business show in Ealing, and it didn't really work because for various reasons. Sometimes when you bring people in from outside the borough to put on an event, it struggles to take off. So Ealing Council had seen what I was doing with the Contactus magazines. We were doing Contactus Ealing, Contactus Acton, Contactus Chiswick. So, we've always had a link with Chiswick. And we were building up the social media and building up our mailing list. And Ealing Council said, "You are the lady with all the contacts in Ealing. How about you put on this show?" And we had a good turnout, even from the first show in 2015. We had, a couple hundred people come out, a good number of exhibitors, and its place in the Ealing business community has got more and more established over the years. It hasn't grown to be 500 people, mostly because we're limited by the size of the venue. But it's actually grown in people's, appreciation. They look forward to the event because it's not like one of those conference type things where you sit and you listen to somebody doing a PowerPoint presentation, because there's YouTube for that. But it's a day where we come out and we have some fun. We have paint and network. We have stretches and exercises. You don't just meet the exhibitors, you meet each other. So it's a big networking event. It's the biggest business event in the borough for the year. So we try to make it interesting for people to come along, not just to learn and not just to learn about other businesses, which is important, but there's some amount of fun. Yes.
It's definitely established itself as part of the business calendar, I think, in the borough for sure. We come to expect it. But who do you actually target it to?
I think the businesses that benefit the most are the businesses that provide services to other businesses. For example, legal services, HR services, accountancy services. And those are the businesses that attract the most attention: web developers, graphic designers, videographers, photographers, the businesses that help other businesses to do their business. And the businesses that come along, they're usually on the smaller end of the scale. Sometimes we do have some big businesses that come along, whether as speakers or even just to visit or exhibit. But the ones that I found benefit the most are the smaller ones, the micropreneurs who are not. We are turning over a profit. We are making some amount of money, but it's not, all fireworks from these businesses. But it's good.
It's a good mix, I should say. So everybody's aware it's coming up. It's actually coming up in March. 7th is online. March 8th is in person. I'm going to be there exhibiting, hooray, along with Thea Ruby. But just so if everybody's hopefully interested, you'll attend it. It's for Ealing businesses and those businesses who do business in Ealing or near Ealing. So Chiswick businesses, Brentford, or Acton, very welcome, I'm sure. So, I mean, the expo and obviously Contactus that came first, etc. You have a passion for helping small businesses and local community. That's something that you really care about, isn't it?
I do, and I think part of the reason is because when I look at the businesses that come to the expo, so many of them are just like me, women who have, not exactly like me, but we share a lot of the same frustrations. A lot of us are women working from home. Well, that's part of the reason why the event is held on International Women's Day this year and last year, to try to reach out to women. So, of course, men are not excluded. We're not saying it's a women's event because, we're trying to include everybody. The more diverse and the more inclusive the event, the better. I want everybody to feel 100% that they belong at the Ealing Business Expo. But I think because the majority of people who attend the event are women who are self-employed and it's just them in the business, or they might have one or two staff. And I think that I want to help those women to maybe learn something new, make a new connection, make a new sale. And if the Ealing Business Expo can just help one woman's business, I feel that it would have done a good job.
Yeah, I think, that's amazing. And I think you're gonna do a session on International Women's Day, aren't you, at the expo?
Yes, we'll have a panel discussion. We're saving the announcement for who's on the panel till closer to the day.
Good.
8th of March. Yes.
Good. So you've had quite a time over the last 3 years or so. You've been. I found you just incredibly inspirational, sharing your breast cancer journey. And I know it's been hard, but I think it's been amazing. Really, I've learned so much. So, did sharing help in your recovery? I mean, and is that part of why you did it, helping others? I mean, you were very honest.
This is the trouble with social media. You start sharing and then you don't know. It's not that you don't know where to stop. It's just, it seems wrong to hide something so big because you're sharing about, when you go to Brentford and Brentford Football Club, when you win against, Manchester City or Liverpool, you share that. You share your family pictures. You share pictures of when you're on holiday. You share behind the scenes. You share your business. And then this big thing happens and you don't share it. Because I found out about this cancer at the end of 2020, December 2020, but I didn't post anything until I think it was February when my hair had started coming out, and I thought, I need to share something about it so that people would, mostly so that my clients would understand, why is she wearing this headscarf? Why is she so tired? Why can't we fit in appointments? Why is she at the hospital? So I felt it was only fair to put something out on social media to try to explain what I was going through. And if I could share some awareness, you had Sapna on your podcast recently, and she's also, going through this, and she didn't mind sharing. So I hope she doesn't mind me bringing up her name. But it just goes to show, in our group of businesses, so many of us are going down with this thing and trying to come back up from it, because it's the treatment is one thing, but I can tell you the recovery is something else. When you're in treatment, you just think, I've just got to get through this scan, that procedure, that bit of surgery, this, that, and the other. But when you get out of it and then you start to process it, that's when you realize that that's the trouble. But bit by bit, processing bit by bit. Thank you.
But I have to say that, and I really do mean it, it was inspirational. And I think I think you said it before to me, like if you can make one person aware or can help one person understand, then it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile.
Yes.
Oversharing sometimes can be worthwhile. But I agree with you about sharing on, I mean, I'm a social media person, but I agree with you on that. Right. So one last question to end. Where is your favorite place in West London?
Oh, easy answer for me. Actonian Sports Club in South Ealing. So it's I don't know if everybody knows where it is. It's close by Gunnersbury Park, on Gunnersbury Drive. I've been playing cricket there since 2011, and I've got really close to the people there. It's a great club, great people. We're all a little bit, I don't want to say wacky, but each one of us everybody's got such a great personality. The place is really safe. I feel safe when I go there. I've always taken my children there. We play cricket there as a family on fun days. It's a really good place. So that's my happy place in West London. Big up Actonians.
Yeah, excellent. That's fantastic. Well, Carlene, thank you so much for being my guest on my latest podcast here.
I look forward to seeing you at the expo. Thank you for your support, for all your support, attending, exhibiting, supporting on social media. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Do you want to say the web address one more time? ealingbizexpo.co.uk. See you all there. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, and look forward to seeing you at the next Chiswick Coffee Break.
Thank you, Jeannie. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.